Marian Anderson and Paul Robeson by Nakia Ralph. Marian Anderson. Marian Anderson was born on February 27, 1897 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She was the oldest of three daughters of John and Anna Anderson. She was worldly known and sung for people such as King Gustav in Stockholm and King Christian in Copenhagen. She received a rare invitation to sing from Gene Siegelis, President Franklin D. Roosevelt, King George VI, and Queen Elizabeth of Britain. During her career, she received many awards, including the Springer Medal in 1939. In 1941, she received the Bach Award. She used the $10,000 prize money to found the Marian Anderson Scholarships. In 1963, the American Medal of Freedom. In 1977, a gold medal for what was thought to be her 75th birthday. In 1980, the U.S. Treasury Department coined a half-ounce gold commemorative medal with her likeness. In 1986, the National Medal of Arts. Throughout her life, Marian had experienced racism, but the most famous event occurred in 1939. Horrocks tried to rent Washington, D.C.'s Constitutional Hall, the city's foremost center, but was told no dates were available. Washington was segregated, and even the hall had segregated seating. In 1935, the hall instated a new clause, concert by white artists only. Horrocks would have walked away with the response he'd received, but a rival manager asked about renting the hall the same dates and were told that they were open. The hall's director told Horrocks the truth, even yelling before slamming down the phone. No Negro will ever appear in this hall while I am manager. The public was outraged. Famous musicians protested, and First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt resigned from the Daughters of the American Revolution who owned the hall. Roosevelt, along with Horrocks and Walter White of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, encouraged Secretary of the Interior Harold Ickes to arrange a free open-air concert on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial for Easter Sunday. On April 9th, Marian sang before 75,000 people and millions of radio listeners. Early on, she insisted on vertical seating in segregated cities, meaning black audience members would be allotted seats in all parts of the auditorium. Many times, it would be the first time blacks would sit in the orchestra section. By 1950, she would refuse to sing where the audience was segregated. On April 19, 1965, Easter Sunday, Marian gave her final concert at Carnegie Hall, following a year-long farewell tour. In 1986, her husband Orpheus passed away, and in July of 1992, Marian moved to Portland, Oregon to live with her nephew, conductor James D. Priest. The following spring, she suffered a stroke and was restricted to a wheelchair. On April 8, 1993, Marian Anderson died of heart failure at the age of 96, and in June, over 2,000 admirers attended a memorial service at Carnegie Hall. Paul Robeson. Paul Robeson was born on April 9, 1898 in Princeton, New Jersey, and was one of four children of William Drew Robeson and Maria Louisa Buster. In the mid-1920s, he played the lead in Eugene O'Neill's All God's Children Got Wings in 1924 and The Emperor Jones in 1925. Throughout the late 1920s and 1930s, he was a widely acclaimed actor and singer, with songs such as his trademark, Old Man River. He became one of the most popular concert singers of his time. His Othello was the longest-running Shakespeare play in Broadway history. Running for nearly 300 performances, it is still considered one of the great American Shakespeare productions. As an actor, Robeson was one of the first black men to play serious roles in the primarily white American theater. In a time of racial hardship, He continually struggled for further understanding of cultural difference. At the height of his popularity, Robeson was a national symbol and a cultural leader in the war against racism abroad and at home. He was admired and befriended by both the general public and the prominent personalities, including Eleanor Roosevelt, W.E.B. Du Bois, and Harry Truman. During the 1940s, Robeson's black nationalist and anti-colonist activities brought him to the attention of Senator Joseph McCarthy. Robeson was singled out as a major threat to American democracy. After several bouts of depression, he was admitted to a hospital in London where he was administered shock treatments. When Robeson returned to the United States in 1963, he was misdiagnosed several times and treated for a variety of physical and psychological problems. Paul Robeson retired to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and lived in self-imposed seclusion until his death in 1976.